If I create a video because of your comment, I'll give you a shout out. So be sure to let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. I have a QTR8 sensor that I'm ready to solder up. It doesn't really matter whether it's a QTR8A or 8RC, but just for good coverage, this is a QTR8A, and you can tell by the fact that there are two resistors right in the middle of the sensor board. With a digital, you'll see capacitors in the center. That's the easiest way I can tell you to determine the difference between the two boards. Okay, and the analog is going to require analog pins. The digital is going to require digital pins. So if you see resistors, you need analog pins. All right, normally the board comes with a set of pin headers like this, and you could put these in here, and then I guess at some point you could either get some female to male and then be able to plug in here. I think I had some laying around, but I don't have them with me anymore. But yeah, so you could buy some of these ribbon cable that are female, and then they can plug in here, and then they can plug in your board. I don't like that only because something could break loose underneath your robot, and that's kind of hard to see. So I generally don't do that. One other thing you could do with the pin header is you could put it on a breadboard and then mount your breadboard underneath your robot. So that's another use. Typically what I do though is I'll use this ribbon cable here and I will attach this end to the sensor, and then I'll cut it long enough so that it'll reach the breadboard, and I'll attach pins to this end. But I don't want to go through the whole hassle of creating all the pins and stuff, so I'm just going to cheat and I'm going to use these. So what I'll do is I'll break off the number of pins that I need, or the number of wires that I need, and then I'll just cut one end, and I'll already have the male pins on the other end to go into the breadboard. So what you have here is you have 11 pins that you're going to need to fill in. So from right to left we have ground, then we have VCC, which is going to be 5 volts unless you have a 3.3 volt bypass attached here. But I'm going to be doing the 5 volts in this example. If you were going to do 3.3, you would just solder these two pins together, or you could put a set of pin headers on there and then use a jumper. But again, I'm using 5 volts, so I don't need to do any of that. So I have my ground, my 5 volts, and then the next one is an LED on. They emit an infrared light, and if you have the emitter pin or the LED on pin attached to a digital pin on your microcontroller, you can actually turn your LEDs on and off using that pin. I don't use that function. I actually just tie LED in to a high. In my case, it would be 5 volts. But I still will attach a wire to it. And then we have the following 8 pins, which are corresponding with the sensors here. So you have sensors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let me get started. So I need 11 wires. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Alright, so I'll pull that off. And then I'll cut these. And if you have the pins that go to these, I like to save these connectors just because they cost money, and when you don't have to buy them, you can just salvage them. I'll just take the I'll take the pins out of here, and I'll just have the case. Okay, and at this point, I'm just going to trim this up so that these are all nice and straight. All right, so that looks nice. All right, I'll be back. See you on the other side. Okay, I have my 11 pins all stripped, and at this point, I don't want to solder them yet, because before you solder wires into anything, you should tin them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, now that I've got my wires tinned, I'm ready to insert them into the board. Now you have to kind of think about how you want this ordered, or how you want this orientated. So I could put them in the bottom here, but then I'm going to have the wires exposed, and there's a chance that these wires could scrape on the ground. So I like to put them in through the top, so they'll come in, and this way it'll go right through the chassis of the robot. Alright, and now I am ready to start soldering these in. Alright, let's see how that looks. Looks pretty good. So now I can mount this on my robot. I can have these wires come up through. One more step I'm going to take with this is just to make it a little easier on myself to understand where each pin goes. I'm going to take these 8 pins over here, and I'm going to attach them all to one connector. And then I'll probably take the power and ground over here and attach them to one connector as well. So then I'll have a connector that's 8 pins, a connector that's by itself for my LED pin, and then a connector, 2 connectors by themselves, which are the power and ground. Alright, so here are my connector housings. The easiest thing I have found to do this with, there are special tools for this. Actually, I found it easier to use a pair of tweezers with a very needle nose tip. So it's a very fine tip. And what you want to do, let's make sure we're pulling from the right side here, is there's a little tab. You want to push the pin all the way in and then stick this underneath. And then pull it out like that. And then I save that. And I'm just going to repeat that process. Again, I'll do one more time. Push the pin all the way in, stick this underneath, and slide it out. So there's a little tab here. And that tab pushes down and clips into the pin to hold the pin in place. Alright, I'll finish up with the next pins. Okay, so as I said, I've got the 8 sensor pins over here that I've removed from the connector housings, and then I've got my ground and power, so that I'll be able to easily identify by looking at them which ones are which. When you put these new connectors on, if you're doing this, if you're following along with the video, basically you look at the front and the back of the connector housing. One side is going to have small holes, and the other side is going to be big square holes. So on the small side, there are little tiny square holes, and then there's a bigger square hole. And then the other thing you have to know is on the top of the widest part, there are little clips, and on the back side, there's nothing. It's just plain. Okay? So what you want is you want the plain side of the pin to match up with the plain side of the connector. And you want the large hole to be where you insert the pin. Okay, so remember, small hole, large hole, go from the large to the small, and then you want the pin to face up so that the flat part of the pin is with the flat part of the connector, or if you just look at it this way, the open part of the pin is with the open part of the connector. And I like to push them both at the same time, just so I'm not wiggling the wires around. Push them both in, you'll hear a click, and I usually just give it a little wiggle just to make sure it's in there, and that's it. And I'll do the same with this. So large squares, face up, open part of the pin. And this one I'll probably have to push in because there's so many of them, they won't all go in at the same time. So I'll just push them up one at a time. And I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a little click each time. If you don't hear it, yeah, see this one I didn't hear it. this plastic piece is not down far enough. So what I do is I just take a pair of tweezers, push that down a little bit, and then try again. There it goes. Yeah, another one. Oh, no, I just didn't push it far enough in. Alright, so it's pretty nice. Now I've got power and ground that I know are on the 2-pin connector. I've got my LED on pin, and then I've got my 8 sensor pins. So they'll always be in order. I don't need to be too confused about it. So this is the way I would recommend you do your QTR sensors. One thing I forgot is that you should probably snip off the tips of the wires, which I would normally do, but I forgot to do it while I was soldering. But what I'll do is just take a pair of side cutters, okay, and now they're nice and flush with the board. Now it's ready for mounting. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.